Toyota's CEO just leaked the one thing Tesla never wanted to see, a new EV battery. This one might be the biggest deal in this entire industry's history. It is a redesign of the entire relationship between range, charging speed, and cost. And it could be the thing that finally ends Tesla's run at the top. With a solid-state battery that charges in less than 10 minutes and pushes range past 700 miles, Toyota has just pulled the entire EV conversation in a direction nobody expected, and most of the industry has not caught up to what this actually means yet. Can other automakers respond in time? Or has Toyota just quietly taken the lead in a race everyone thought it had already lost? Those are the questions we're going to explore today, and the deeper we go, the more interesting this gets. To understand why this moment matters, we need to go back further than most people realize. Decades. Toyota has been the quiet giant of the auto industry for a long time. While Tesla was busy becoming the face of electric cars, Toyota was selling more hybrids than anyone on Earth, year after year, without much noise. The Prius became a punchline to some people and a phenomenon to everyone else. While the rest of the world argued about whether electric cars were the future, Toyota was sitting in its labs doing something most companies weren't, pouring decades of research into solid-state battery technology. Not flashy press releases, not constant teaser videos, just quiet, grinding, expensive research into a problem almost nobody else wanted to fully commit to solving. Many people, especially online, started saying Toyota was falling behind. Too slow, too cautious, too stuck in hybrid thinking, while Tesla and the Chinese automakers raced ahead. But while everyone laughed at Toyota for being late to the EV party, Toyota was preparing something that could change the entire conversation about what an EV battery is even capable of. So why is this battery such a big deal? To understand that, we need the core problem with the batteries every electric car uses right now. Lithium-ion batteries, the kind in every Tesla, every Mustang Mach-E, every Hyundai Ioniq, move lithium ions through a liquid electrolyte between two electrodes. That liquid is the issue. It's flammable, it degrades over time, and it limits how fast you can safely push energy in and out of the battery without overheating it. Solid-state batteries replace that liquid electrolyte with a solid material. On paper, that sounds like a small chemistry tweak. In reality, it changes almost everything. A solid electrolyte is more stable, which means much higher charging speeds without the same fire risk. It also allows for much higher energy density, meaning more range from a battery roughly the same size and weight as what's in cars today. Toyota's version, according to what's been shared so far, is targeting around 750 miles on a single charge, with charging times dropping to roughly 10 minutes for a substantial top-up. For context, that's close to what it takes to fill a gas tank and grab a coffee. Range anxiety, the single biggest psychological barrier stopping people from buying an EV, could become almost irrelevant overnight. Now here's the part almost nobody's talking about, and it's the part that genuinely surprised me. Toyota isn't just promising better numbers. Toyota claims it has found a way to mass-produce this technology, not just build expensive prototypes in a lab. That distinction matters more than almost anything else in this story. Solid-state batteries aren't new as an idea. The problem has never really been whether they work. Small versions have worked in labs for years. The problem has always been manufacturing them at a scale and cost that makes sense for a car a normal person can actually afford. Materials that behave perfectly in a lab often crack, degrade, or become impossibly expensive the moment you try to produce millions of units. This is where Toyota's decades of manufacturing experience becomes the real story. Toyota doesn't just design cars, it designs the systems that build cars, at a scale and efficiency almost no other company on Earth can match. If Toyota says it has cracked the manufacturing piece, that claim carries a different weight than it would coming from a startup with a flashy demo and no factories. Of course, carrying weight is not the same as being guaranteed. So let's talk about the challenges Toyota isn't exactly shouting about. First, timeline. Toyota has talked about production around 2027 to 2028. That sounds close, but in the auto industry, timelines like that have a habit of slipping. Breakthroughs that work in a pilot plant don't always translate cleanly into full-scale production without delays, cost overruns, or quality issues nobody saw coming. Second, cost. Even if Toyota can manufacture these batteries, the first generation will almost certainly be expensive. Lithium-ion took years to come down to where it is now. Solid state will likely start at a premium, which means the first cars using it may land in luxury or flagship models, not the affordable end of the lineup. Third, Toyota's own EV reputation. Toyota has been criticized for being slow and uninspired with its current EVs. The bZ4X didn't exactly set the world on fire. If Toyota's software, charging network, and overall EV experience don't match the hype of this new battery, the battery itself won't be enough. Hardware alone doesn't win this race anymore. Fourth, competition isn't standing still. Tesla is reportedly working on its own next-generation battery chemistry. CATL and other Chinese battery makers, which already supply a huge portion of the world's EV batteries, are pouring billions into their own solid-state research. Toyota may have a head start in manufacturing know-how, but head starts in this industry have a way of shrinking fast. And fifth, this is the same company that has, more than once, talked about hydrogen as the future of clean transportation, while much of the industry moved toward batteries. Toyota has a track record of betting on multiple technologies at once, which can look like wisdom or indecision depending on how things play out. So how is the rest of the industry reacting? Tesla, for now, has stayed mostly quiet in public, though reports suggest internal teams are taking solid-state research more seriously than a year ago. Tesla's advantage has always been speed and software, not raw battery chemistry, so a true range and charging leap from Toyota would hit one of the few areas where Tesla hasn't been the clear leader. Hyundai and Kia have made some of the fastest charging EVs on the market today, and they have their own solid-state programs in development, though most timelines point to similar windows as Toyota's. Volkswagen has invested heavily in battery startups working on similar technology. Betting partnerships can close the gap faster than building everything in-house. And then there's BYD, the company that has quietly become the largest EV maker in the world. BYD's strength has always been cost and vertical integration, controlling almost every part of its own supply chain. If solid state eventually becomes the new standard, the real question isn't just who invents it first, but who can build it cheapest at the largest scale. That's a game BYD has historically been very good at. The truth is, no single company is dominating every part of this race at once. Toyota may have a real lead in solid-state manufacturing know-how. Tesla still leads in software and charging infrastructure across much of the world. BYD leads in cost and scale. Hyundai and Kia lead in current charging speed. Everyone has a piece of the puzzle, and nobody has all of them yet. So where does this leave us? If Toyota's claims hold up, and that's still a big if, the gap between an electric car and a gas car in terms of daily convenience could shrink to almost nothing. 10-minute charging and 700+ miles of range would remove two of the biggest reasons people give for not switching to an EV. That's the kind of change that could reshape which automakers people trust for their next car. But history has taught us again and again that being first with a breakthrough is not the same as winning the market. Plenty of companies have shown off incredible technology on a stage, only to watch a slower, more boring competitor figure out how to actually build and sell it at scale. Toyota knows this better than almost anyone. It's the same company that watched Tesla take the early spotlight in EVs, while Toyota quietly sold tens of millions of hybrids in the background. So is this the battery that finally breaks the range and charging problem for good? Or is this another exciting announcement that takes years longer than promised to actually show up in a car you can buy? Honestly, I don't know. And anyone who tells you they know for certain is guessing just as much as the rest of us. What I do know is this. Toyota just made a claim that, if true, doesn't just compete with Tesla. It rewrites one of the basic rules electric cars have been playing by since the very beginning. And what happens over the next few years, as this technology either reaches production or quietly slips into delay after delay, will say a lot about where this entire industry is actually headed.